Okay, this is the photo, one of the 3 photos I took today, which is November 29, 2015, after I played my Indian flute. And what I focus on, of course, is the really super dark areas on the photo, and that I've just gotten to a point where I can actually spot these immediately, and then zoom into those areas and take a further look or examination of what the photo is showing. Here, and my pointers are getting out of sync really quick on when I'm talking, so if the pointer doesn't quite point where I'm discussing it, that's the reason why. But you can actually tell right here, this is one of the young squatches right here. You can see the 2 eyes, nose, and the mouth, and its head. There's also another one that's kind of partially hidden back here. But the thing I want to really focus on right here is way over in this area. And even though it looks like one big dark area, but you could actually tell there's some lighted areas in here. The thing that really stands out in this photo more than anything else is the hand. If you take a look a little bit closer, you can see 5 fingers, well, the 4 fingers and the thumb, you know, and then the hand area, and then an arm that extends out. And I'm assuming this that comes down on the other side is the arm as well, or going from the let's see, the right arm to the left arm, and then there's right over on top of the face, on top of the head of another squatch right here. So we'll have to switch to pictures here. Let's go to the next picture. Okay, I've lightened the photo up here a little bit, and so you can see it a little bit better just by adding just a little bit of what I call is clarity. And it gives better definition to the actual details that you can actually see within the picture. Here we still see our young squatch below here. We also find up here there's 2 dark eyes, and we see a dome of the second squatch. And so for a fact, we're actually have a couple of them right here between the 2 trees in the middle of the photo. We still see the hand, and we still see the 5 fingers here, pretty evident in the picture. And so we basically have the young one up here that's hanging on to obviously a larger squatch. I don't think it's just a single squatch. We actually have one head right here, and it looks like more of a clear-faced squatch right here. I'm assuming this would be the female. The male would probably be over here, so this could either be mom or dad, or it could be brother and sister that are sitting next to each other in the tree. And the little one, of course, is just kind of hanging on to both of them right here. There is, in fact, probably another one over here, because I actually see the face of the 2. I actually see the detail of the 2 eyes, and the nose, and the mouth right here. And the other thing I want to make mention of, so you actually see this right here, which is the almost like a perfectly round bluish white light. And this, in my opinion, is seen in several of the photos I have of the Sasquatches. Okay, I got another close-up picture trying to make some sense of this group. And there's quite a number of them, actually. There's basically, if I tried to break this down, let me kind of show you actually more than 2 after I had a chance to look at it. But right here is part of a head, and here's the forehead, and here's 2 eyes, nose, the mouth. So that's basically what I figure is the male. Yet there is another one, so there's 2 right here. There's another one that's right behind him. And of course you got the one that's got the hand and the arm that's going around the one in the middle. So that makes 3, 4. And then you have another one. This is the one I considered the female because I saw a fairly clear face. So you had 2 eyes, the nose and the mouth there right here. And it's a very smooth skin here. So that makes so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's an arm that's wrapped around here. So there could possibly be 6. Just in the small group alone. And then of course 7. And like I said, there's a whole clan right here, and from what I can tell, most people will look at this. This is really an extremely difficult picture to try to decipher because of the way they cluster together. It's a perfect example of totally distorting their images so that you can't see any individuality at all. So it's a good picture for study, and you know, like being able to have software to be able to just change the lighting just a little bit so you can actually see some detail and make some sense of it. It becomes very difficult because you have the other areas right here where people can make a face out of anything, basically. Here's something looks like a face here or here. What I'm basing my decision on is this unusual tint that I was talking about, this purplish or blackish tint that seems to pervade their basic body color. So that's what you need to be looking for. Nothing back over here normally speaking. Not to say they can't be, but then it makes it extremely difficult. I would just center my bet on these type of color patterns that you see, and then make some sense of it, especially if there's a complete dark area. Because here's the other thing you have to think about, is basically what else could be there? If it's up in a tree, and this is actually up in the tree area, what else should be of the tree besides branches and leaves? What big dark mass is going to be up in a tree in the first place? So you have to ask yourself that question. It says, well, you could think about a bear possibly, or cougar, some large animal that does get up in a tree. Yeah, the process elimination will eliminate a lot of things. So that's what you need to be looking for, and then you can start zooming in on these pictures. Now, if you look at this and study it, you'll be able to see the different squatches that I was referring to. Sometimes they blur one from the other, but you can make some sense of it. Sometimes you probably want to back the picture off like this. If you get the picture too close to you, you can't make sense of it. So I'm pulling it back like this. Allows you to have a better perspective and actually see the individual squatches. So that probably helped right there. And like I said, if you're using a regular computer screen instead of your mobile phone, much better. Okay, we're going to go back a couple of days, about 3 days, to the 26th, and the day that would have been day 2 of my outing. See, day 3. I missed a day, so yeah, this would have been the second day that I was out. And this might be a lot easier to see, to illustrate what I'm talking about as far as finding them in the the Sasquatches in the photo. The one thing about this particular area here is it's up on the ridge where they normally hang out. So I actually know for a fact that they're up there, and especially if we're playing the flute or having a lot of activity, they're able to observe way up on this area. It's very steep on both sides of that hill to get up to that ridge, very difficult. So it's a perfect place for observation of anybody that's down that little valley we call the Field of Dreams area. So that's the thing that I base my decision on, and also that's where I hear all the sounds, like the stick knocks and the different things that we actually hear on the hill. Once at night we even heard a rock being thrown down. But anyway, if you look up here, you see some dark areas. See, there's this darkness I was talking about. The darker than darker. Now there's shadows, and one of the things they take advantage of is hiding in the shadows. But sometimes you have particularly dark spots like this, and this is what I'm going to target, especially this up in the tree right here. I've gotten pretty good about noticing how this is darker, or this darkness is different than what you see in the normal shadows. Okay, so in the next photo, I'm actually going to center my attention on that. See how small that space is there? With the naked eye, being able to take a picture from that distance, there was no way in the world that I was actually going to be able to see anything that was going to be in that particular spot. Now, we're not talking about a large squatch here. We're talking about the small, young juveniles that are going to be quite small and at different sizes based on whether they're the older juvenile teenagers or the newborns and all the everything in between. So let's focus on that, and then what I'll do is zoom in on that. Now here it is. Here's that spot. Now notice how dark that is. It's darker than anything I could possibly imagine in a picture like this. And I know there's some other things that kind of look interesting, like here, and that I haven't looked at. But this is what I really want to focus my attention on, what I'm trying to illustrate. So I want to get in close to this particular spot right here and see what is going on here. So here I kind of center the photo a little bit better and give you an idea what's going on. Now I could already tell right now, here's this branch. There's a finger digit right here, like 2 fingers kind of grasping at this particular branch. Okay, and I kind of see some facial features here, but you have to look really closely, especially on a computer screen, to see that. All right, so there's my target to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little lighting, and as you could tell just from here, you're already seeing the 2 eyes and the nose. You're already seeing a mouth area up here. And it depends on how you look at this. So right here you can actually see the full face. Okay. Now I took out some distortion to the picture to make it a little bit better, so I can zoom in a little bit better here. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Cut back here. Okay, I have the same issue here with it's a little blurred because of the fact I had to come in a little bit closer. And, you know, the only way to solve this particular problem to get even clearer picture is to get even a higher resolution camera. I have a 20 megapixel camera, and unfortunately trying to get something even larger than that's going to be extremely costly, so I'm having to deal with what I got. But here you could actually see the dome here. Just from looking at this picture, you could see this is the forehead right here, and you can actually see eyes. Now the only difference is there's more than one Squatch here. Okay, it depends on how you look at that. And so right here you have this head. Here's an eye and an eye, but then you have what appears to be an eye here and eye here, and it could be perceived as here's maybe another Squatch is laying down horizontally, or kind of leaning back and laying down on, you know, like in the lap of this particular Squatch. And then you have a younger one, another one right here. You see? So that starts to make sense when you can kind of figure out where everybody's situated here. You know, I did it in a red outline to kind of show what I was talking about here. So there's the positioning, I think, of the different Squatches. So this actually, see the arm is actually coming around here. You have the regular Squatch with the domed head. You have the one that's laying down here, and a couple more behind him. Let me switch back to the regular photo. Go back and forth so you kind of see what I'm talking about, and then you get some idea how this is going to look. Okay, should be enough on that. Alright, so anyway, that is one example, and of course I can't come too much closer with this because, you know, the pixelation problem. We don't want to you don't want to get to a point where you actually do that, but you want to be able to see with clarity, fair clarity. It would be wonderful if you could just get a picture perfect, crystal clear photo of the Squatch, and sometimes they get pretty close, but when they're up in the tree and they're in a very small area, like this one is still probably a younger one, because based on the size that I'm seeing up in the tree. You know, but it gets the job done, and you know, once again, I'm running into that logic where what else would be setting up a tree that looks like this, especially with a couple of other creatures next to it like this. It doesn't have any similarity to a bear. We don't have the bears, black bears in our area as much. Okay, I have one last picture I want to do really quick before I end the video, which was taken on the 25th of November. That was actually day one of my getting back out into the Field of Dreams area. And there was a lot of activity on this particular photo. I took several photos, but I just want to quickly point your attention to the area over to the right, which is along the edge of this tree. And let me go ahead and switch over to it so you can see it a little bit closer. Right here you are able to see, I can actually zoom in a little bit, the face of one of the larger ones peeking out of the side of the tree right here, and then little Junior down here at the bottom, and who seems to be holding some kind of doll of some sort. So that's where I darkened it up a little bit more, and I can zoom in so you can see a better look at it. Yep, see, look at that. I don't want to pixelate it too much or anything, but it looks like a little E.T. doll or something like that. 2 eyes, you know, a little body. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty much the same color pattern. It's matched up quite well, so it may very well be the doll that belongs to this little Squatch child. So anyway, I thought that was really interesting, and the further breakdowns I have of it like that. So they were out there, and they were all taking an interest in the music, and it really brings them out. So I just want to kind of share this real quick. I have other picture analysis I'm going to be doing on some other things I found. There's one little one I codenamed Susie Q that I have actually seen in several photos. And same heads, same hairstyle. And I was just amazed I actually saw her again, which was across from the creek in the opposite direction where I took this particular picture. But we're going to go ahead and probably do 1 or 2 more videos just based on my outings for the last 4 days. And then I found some more interesting things from my the Blue Mountains when I went out on that camp out back in July, and I only really took 4 pictures there of any particular importance. And the ones that I examined that I didn't think was going on, it just hit me like a ton of bricks of one obvious blatant one that's just staring right at me. So I'm going to actually do a video analysis on that one as well. There was one other thing, and it escaped. No, some of the things I'm going to be covering in the next video, next few videos, will also be I'm finding symbols. And matter of fact, probably in the next video, I'm going to cover what appears to be a symbol, another symbol I found on another Squatch. And I've already covered one of those on the baby Squatch way back, quite a number of videos ago, where I actually saw this hieroglyphics type of symbol on its head. Well, lo and behold, I actually found another symbol on another one of them, and I'll be sure to bring that out. I might post that on the Planet Sasquatch Facebook group. I'd like to bring that up. If you haven't had a chance to join that, by all means, go to Facebook, do a search for Planet Sasquatch. It'll be the first group you come across. Hit join. It won't be immediate, but it'll be approved by either myself or Barb Shoop. Also, if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe to the Planet Sasquatch YouTube channel, and that way you won't miss any of the notifications of the videos that come out. I try to do one every week or every 2 weeks to try to keep up with things. There's a lot of information that I'm trying to keep up with, and of course trying to do that and juggle a job and everything else makes it difficult, but we're trying hard to keep up with all this. So anyway, I hope everyone had a very good Thanksgiving weekend, and I know I sure did. It was a great time, especially with the interactions and being able to get back out in the woods with the forest with the great weather we were having. So with that, I bid everybody good holidays coming up into December. So anyway, take care, and we shall talk to you later.